Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I get a lot of questions in my stream on just how to climb in general. You know, what are the most important things? How do I get from, say, Diamond 3 to Diamond 4 or something? Wow, this is a kind of crazy start. And so I want to talk about what I think, you know, especially when I'm coaching and stuff, are the single most important things to work on. So we can kind of divide this into a few parts, but let's start first with the first 15 minutes. So the first 15 minutes is probably the most rewarding place for you to work on, because things in the first 15 minutes are obviously going to have huge impact on the game. They're going to affect everything that comes after, and with the way the game works in the current season, it's very snowbally. So making sure that you have a very clean early game is really important. So you might be thinking, okay, like what things then come up all the time? I think probably the biggest one, the most like low-hanging fruit, is warding. So I'll explain warding as I go, but I think, you know, it's so important that you don't die to any jungle ganks early, and most of the time you can just ward the river and you're going to be safe from, you know, most things. Let's see, I have bone putting here in a sec. I think I can win this. There we go. Yeah, not bad. He used ignite. Yeah, I think warding is one of the like most low-hanging fruit things that you can get better at. It's going to make sure that you... I'm actually going to base TP here. It's going to make sure that you don't die randomly to the jungler. You know, just again, with the way the game works, it's incredibly snowbally. So if you do die to the jungler, it's extremely bad. I'm just going to TP back. Bit of a weird start. Other things I think are really important. I see the level 1 is a pretty big one a lot of the time. So... you know, like if you're someone who doesn't really like push the wave early and isn't playing for Prio, you know, you're not abusing your level advantages, all that sort of stuff. Like, that's to say that basically everything to do with like wave control and laning is going to be super important for you to work on. And the best way to do that is to either watch a laning guide or just to, you know, watch a VOD of the matchup. Like, for example, if I were playing this, I could come to YouTube after and I could search, you know, Corki versus Sidelane and just see how it gets played. Also, you can go to Shok.lol and you can filter by past seasons and stuff, and you can just find the VODs when I've played the matchup on YouTube, or on Twitch rather. So that could also be helpful for you if you're looking for some sort of like matchup stuff. What else is important in the early game? Well, I think looking to, I guess like knowing how to use your Prio is important, and I think, you know, I kind of talked about this a lot in the farming video that I made just before, but a lot of it is actually knowing when to stay. Like, for example, in here, I have like there's no universe I'd ever rotate to that, and that's because like we're down numbers, and I don't have the wave pushed, you know, so it's like a much higher percentage for me just to stay mid. I'm just gonna tank that and fight him. Nice. That's pretty good. And yeah, I've mentioned this so many times already, but by far the biggest mistake people make when, you know, I noticed when I was climbing like unranked to challenger is roaming off tempo, and that's just like such an easy way to lose the game. To be honest, when people ask, you know, like how do you go from one rank to another, right? Let's say like how do I go from like D3 to D2, or how do I go from like D1 to master, or, you know, gold to platinum, no matter what. They always ask, you know, what should you work on first? It honestly doesn't really matter. I guess, like, if I had to give something specific, I would say try and focus on things that happen every game, right? Like, working on things like farming and team fighting and warding and laning. Like, all this sort of stuff is going to be really rewarding because, again, it just happens all the time. But to be honest, just working on anything is going to go a really long way, right? Like, working on anything is going to go a really long way. And you'd be surprised, like, how much... You know, like, games are way closer than you think, right? Like, there's lots of games where if you play, like, one fight a tiny bit better, that snowballs and you win, or, you know, like, you die solo when you would have got a solo kill, and it's, like, extremely close or whatever. So I think people underestimate, actually, like, how little it takes to win a game that was lost, you know what I mean? It's very close a lot of the time. I guess some cheap things that I can add in, or not cheap, but, like, short fixes. I think... I made a video on this channel a few days ago about which are the easiest mids to climb, and I might end up doing this for all roles, but it is definitely true that there's some champs that are much easier to climb on than others. Like, generally things that have, you know, some sort of forgiveness built into the kit, or are, like, you know, tanky, have mobility, really consistent fight to fight. Like, all these things are quite strong. You know, you should go look at the video if you want the specifics, but there's a lot of the time where I tell someone, like, okay, you know, we can definitely climb with this, don't get me wrong, but also just realize that you're playing the game on hard mode compared to someone who is playing something much easier to climb with. So... yeah, I don't think champion choice is ever going to be, like, let's be honest, you know, champion choice is never the reason you're going to be stuck. And ultimately, like, even if you change champs, you will get stuck somewhere else if you don't improve the things you have problems with. But for some people, like, getting stuck somewhere else is is nice, right? Like, they want to get stuck a little bit higher. I used a bit too much mana there. I maybe could have kept him in lane. But yeah, so far things are going pretty good. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to stay. So far things are pretty good. So our early game, basically, what do we have here? Like, we've had Prio most of the time. We've managed to get wards in the river, which is quite impactful. And we've got a CS lead in a matchup where we're outscaling. So we're kind of ticking all the boxes. And I guess if you want to have a way of knowing if you had a good early game, right? Like, I think generally the main things are just don't have any deaths. Like, that I can't emphasize enough. Like, that is the most important thing. Any deaths in the early game are just so punishing. Sorry, I have to hit the alt tab so my game doesn't freeze at 6 minutes. Yeah, any deaths that you need to clear up is essential. Other than that, like, yeah, make sure you haven't dropped any waves, or if you do, make sure you get something big off of it. Like in this game, right, I've yet to drop a wave. I guess you could maybe say I lost a little bit on that first base. But like, yeah, I've yet to drop any waves, which is like really good. I want to kind of hit that plate. Have TP soon anyway. Okay, nice. So yeah, we're in a really good position. Like, we're up a shit ton of gold, and we're well on the way to carry the game, although the side lanes are kind of struggling. This is a pretty high elo game. The enemy ADC is rank 1 at the moment, so there's a... yeah, it is a pretty high elo game. Let's do this. Double longsword. That makes me extremely strong. Now, I might end up missing a wave here if he's too fast. I think I get here in time anyway. So that's really nice. Obviously, because we've been laning better, we are able to base with a first base advantage, which is really good. So yeah, that puts us well on our way to continue winning the game. So I guess what we're thinking now is, like, how do we extend this lead? Like, that would be the next step, and something that I see a lot of you kind of fail at is, like, how do we keep extending this? Deeper vision is a big one. You know, like, if we can get deep vision in the jungle, like, that really helps suffocate out the enemy jungler. Obviously, looking to take plates is good. Having Prio for grubs and dragon. Like, it's actually quite rare that you're going to do something super proactive at this stage of the game. Most likely, you'll be reacting to what your jungler does, but it's more setting up so that if something happens, you're in a position to facilitate it. So, for example, like right here, I will shove, and then I'm going to go drop a ward by grubs. So what this means is, like, I've created a lot of control around grubs for my team. And if it becomes a fight, I'm going to be in a really good position for it. But if it doesn't become a fight, then I'm just going to keep pushing mid, right? And I'm going to potentially, like, hit this turret on my stacked wave here. Let me put my bone putting. I do have support behind me. That's pretty good. I get a good chunk. Get some hits on this. So yeah, our mid Prio right here kind of secures us the grubs. It is partly the bot Prio as well. But, like, obviously this is a tangible win for our team, you would say, right? Oh, wow. Damn. Yeah, top lane's getting kind of smoked. That's a pretty, like, tangible win for our team. And a lot of that is because of the control that we have over mid. So that's cool. What we're thinking now, after we get these grubs, is that we're going to probably look to just make sure we get a base off before dragon spawns, right? Like, we want to be in a position to where, like, dragon, which is the next kind of key thing we'll be fighting for, that we are in a position stronger than Silas where we can kind of, like, make that happen. Oh good, my bot lane is happy already. Love that. Okay, finish shoving this in. Now, I'm not going to be super spiked here. Yeah, I'm still going to be a little weak because I don't have item completed. But it's okay. We'll just grab this. I'll grab the crit cloak. If we can farm Essence Reaver before this gets contested, it would be really good, but it's... we might just have to give it, to be honest. Like, our bot lane's losing very hard. So we might just have to play around top side. He's at least up a lot of CS. Yeah. Oh, he's playing Gunblade Silas. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so there's going to be a bit of, like, passivity here. My main thing is just going to be, I want to be kind of careful, like, taking any huge fights. Like, I really want to avoid fights bot side. Like, that's quite critical. And I want to kind of not chase this guy too far unless I have Nocturne around me. So, you know, I'm thinking a lot about, like, jungle and stuff here. Actually, a really common mistake I see in the first 15 minutes, and one of the ones that, like, impacts your climb the most is, like, not hugging correctly. Sometimes I see you guys place division correctly, but then, you know, like, you don't actually hug to it. You kind of just, I don't know, lean in the middle of the lane, or rather don't lean at all. Okay, I have mid Prio here, so I can walk to this first. Yeah, so see here, like, the reason that works is because I'm the one winning over mid. And kind of see again how, like, nothing, I haven't really, like, looked to do anything proactive, but I'm always in position to respond. Like, I'm always the one in control. I'm always the one getting, like, deeper vision. And Silas is always, like, second to the play. He hasn't gotten, as far as I know, like, any deep wards in my jungle. And so this is kind of your job as, like, a mid laner, but for other roles, you know, like as a support, for example, like you can keep up Prio and do the same thing. As an AD, you'd kind of just be like Giga farming at this point. Top lane, it would depend on matchup. But this is really good, right? And this would be a measure of a great early game. We kind of talked before about how if you have a good early game, you're probably just like no deaths and stuff. But a great early game, like I've secured grubs for my team. I've got a huge lead mid, just by the fact that I blind picked. Oh, he knows. Oh, what the hell? That's pretty weird. Yeah, I have a huge lead over mid. We've managed to like help out jungle and stuff as well. Now, the one scary thing is because my base got cancelled, this guy gets into the river first, which could be a problem. Damn, yeah, he actually got a plate, which is annoying. Yeah, so I have a very hard time here because I want to help my bot side. Okay, they seem to be doing fine. What I was trying to say there is like I want to set up my vision and then look bot, but I do need to shove mid first. So like now I can look bot, for example. But it looks like the play's mostly over. So see there, I wait until my wave's pushed and then I kind of decide like, okay, is there anything I can do with this? Turns out there isn't. So we're just gonna absolutely pump this guy mid. Like his items currently are very weak. My items are very strong. So we'll just keep pushing, especially because we know Rengar's dead. This ward, honestly, probably should have been on the Raptors. It's a bit of a shallow ward. Like, we could definitely do better. So, yeah. But this is a good spot to be in. Like, ultimately, if you're 14 minutes in and you're this far ahead, you're, like, really, really happy, right? Like, this is a great, great spot for us to be in. Especially if we can get that second dragon. That puts us, like, well on the way for the next win con, which will be, like, dragon or baron or something. Wow, this guy is pretty brave. Too brave, let's say. Okay, no ignite. That's really good. So good. I think... I assume Rengar ulted bot, but I don't know for sure. So I'll just keep shoving. Yeah, I'll just keep shoving. I mean, I have a shit ton of farm. Oh, wow, he's actually on this. That's crazy. And he has ult. I guess he... I don't think he'll go on Leona, right? There's no point. Oh, I mean, I can actually rotate to this. So I don't have gold spent, but importantly, like, Silas is off the map. Oh, wow. Did his ult really last that long? Okay, I actually don't think I can get ball lane in time, so I'm just going to hit the reset. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to buy my steel caps, so that's a really, really big spike. It's good into Rengar, obviously. And it's going to make us quite tanky. I don't know where Silas is. This guy just, like, rage quit or something? Oh, no, he's back. He was waiting for his gunblade. Now, the only awkward thing here is my steel caps don't help directly with Silas. Should I contest this? I probably shouldn't. I mean, maybe if we're quick. It's kind of greedy. I'll talk about this in a sec. Wow, that was incredibly greedy, but it did work. Oh, wow. Huge spell shield. I think we lose this, though. Gee, I don't know. I have full Conqueror. Have to rumble ult them. Okay, massive. Holy shit. Okay, so let me talk about that. I want to talk about that start to finish because that was like a game-winning fight. So, first off, it's kind of greedy to take this fight. Big reason is that my ADC was dead, so we're down numbers. And you want to be really, really careful taking fights when you're down numbers, obviously, because, like, you might lose. Now, the reason I decided to take it is because they were pretty low. So, like, Rengar was pretty low going into it, and I had just hit a massive spike. So, because I've played the lane so well and become so fed... Oh, I guess I'm just dying for this. I think I get it, right? Ooh, that's a big shutdown in Kai'Sa. I did get it, though. I don't know if that's worth. Because I was so fed out of lane, you know, I was incredibly spiked for that fight, and I was able to just, like, completely take it over. And I think, again, it's really worth noting that so much of this game, you're responding to things that are happening. Like, what I don't really see that as a proactive play. You know what I mean? Like, I was quite happy to just keep farming. But if a fight on an important objective breaks out, that's when you want to be really, really strong, right? And, something to kind of like follow on from that is be kind of careful using sums outside of major fights like dragons and barons and stuff. It's not to say you shouldn't if you have a bounty or whatever, but just realize that, you know, the fights in between these objectives are just nowhere near as important. But being strong as possible for those fights, that's what you're like mostly building towards. And even if you're, you know, not present in a lot of the random fights, or you're not strong in a lot of the random fights, as long as you're really spiked for those, it's going to help a lot. And you can almost always, like if you, again, go through the VOD and look at every major objective fight, there's almost always going to be something you could have done better. And, you know, like it can easily be the difference between like winning or losing. I think this game is still quite losable. Both my side lanes are quite weak, but our mid jungle is really strong. So what am I thinking now? When you're ahead and your teammates are behind, you kind of want to avoid them. It's I oftentimes hear, you know, people say something like, oh, my team is strong, so... Or sorry, my team is weak, and I feel like I need to be there to help them. And it's pretty much the opposite. If you're strong, you want to continue to play, like, your isolated 1v1 win condition. Like, I do not want to interact with Kai'Sa at all. You know, I want to just pressure the side lane as much as possible, snowball my lead 1v1 as much as I can, and just, like, avoid any fights, pretty much. I will take fights on dragons, because, like, those are the important ones that I kind of have to be in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend that 5 minutes between just becoming as strong as possible, basically. And this is really good. Like, nicely played by my team. I'm going to get a shit ton of gold bot, which is, yeah, putting me in a crazy good position to carry. I am pretty worried, though. Oh, fuck. That's a shame. I am pretty worried, just because I think Kai'Sa Lulu is going to be a really hard combo to beat. You know, like, these kind of hyper carry setups, I think, are pretty tough to solo carry against. So, we'll see. We might be able to win. I'm not sure. But either way, I mean, I think this is already, like, a really good example. If we don't win, I would just remind you guys that, I mean, you can't win every game, right? And you also don't need to. I so often get submitted just, like, the wrong... Not the wrong VODs, because there's always something you can take away from it, but... I get submitted games that people should not be worrying about. You know, they'll submit me the one where they have a really good score and they end up losing. And then it's like, okay, show me your match history. And they've got a bunch of other games where they were like way easier games to win. You know what I mean? Like they went, say, 8-6 or something. And it's like, well, if you've got 6 deaths and the game went like 35 minutes, chances are that was super winnable, you know? Whereas a game where you were, say, 3-0 and your team FF'd at 15 because everyone lost, yeah, that game, maybe you could win, but it's going to be a hell of a lot harder. So yeah, we're going to continue just to farm up. We're not really going to look to do anything until this dragon spawns. We're going to have our flash, and I'm going to try, if possible, spend some money before dragon spawns. I want to spend as much gold as possible and try and, like, have the dragon win condition. Generally, the things that actually win you the game are going to be either Baron or Dragon. So you can always build around these as like really consistent fights. Like I don't really care about being a part of this random stuff here. If there's a good opportunity, I might TP, but again, mostly I'm just focused on becoming Thanos before the Dragon. Now I'm going to path mid out of base here. You might have seen in my farming video, I talked a lot about side lane pressure. So Silas has to answer the side here, which means I have a window to quickly deploy mid and maybe look for something. Yeah, so like this is really good because I'm here and Silas isn't. So it's a very, very bad time for the enemy team to engage, you know, and honestly, if you haven't watched the video I posted, I think it'll be yesterday by the time you guys see this, on how side lane pressure is important, like that's such a key concept. Side laning comes up literally every single time I coach. It's, yeah, it's just so crucial. You need to see side lane as a win condition. It's definitely not something that you should see as a chore, because yeah, it has just like so much impact on the game. I will probably TP to this guy. Oh, he's actually going to die from the turret. Can I chase him? I don't think so. I kind of want to TP here anyway, because I want to, if possible, shove the side lane before we play for this dragon. So the macro there was basically like I used my 1v1 advantage to generate the side lane prior. I then cashed in on that side lane prior to make a play mid. And then now I'm back on the map early. I'm, you know, getting set up around the dragon. Someone again is going to have to deal with this wave, or if they do go mid, they're going to get taxed. So I don't feel comfortable shoving that any further, but also again, that kind of taxes them on the play. Might just hold this bush and look to one-shot someone. It's funny when you're looking to one-shot someone as an AD carry, but that is kind of where I'm at. I'm just so strong. Yeah, so now it mostly just comes down to teamfight execution, to be honest. Like, we have all the items we need, really, to carry. So it's just going to come down to avoiding key abilities. So things I want to think about here is, obviously, I got to think about Rengar if he's a problem. He doesn't look that strong to me, so maybe it's not that big a deal. Looks like they're giving anyway. And I'd probably need to think about, like, Silas Chain and Mortal. Like, those would be the big ones. Fortunately, they don't have a melee support, which makes my job a lot easier. I think Lulu is pretty OP, but I also think that it does make it easier to position as a mobile. Not having to verse like Leona or something. Okay, this is great. My team made a pick. Now, I don't really want to group with them mid, so instead I'm just going to run it down bot. And the reason I don't want to group with them mid is because I don't want to share any gold. So I'm just going to right-click down these turrets. I have Sheen and everything, and 3 grubs. So I can just like absolutely murder these things. And saying that, this is a little tankier than I thought. It's dying a little slower than I thought it would. Okay, and now my Nocturne is based, so I probably need to also base. Get out of here. I don't want to... Wow, holy shit, he one-shot him. What items does he have? Damn, he just one-shot him with bruiser items. It's kind of crazy. Oh, wow, does he want that? Damn, I actually die. Holy shit, okay, my bad. At least I give it to Silas and not someone useful. I can't believe that guy killed me, though. That's pretty surprising. I mean, I was, like, super down to get engaged on because I didn't think I was in any danger, basically. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Alright, well, that's unfortunate, but fortunately, they can't really do anything. Like, I don't think they can do Baron here. They're just not healthy enough. And, yeah, there's no dragon up, so it doesn't really matter. This Karthus looks kind of useless, guys, if I'm honest. It does not look super useful. We're getting close to item, though, and this is gonna... We'll probably GG the game on this, I think. We can still lose, for sure, but it's... I think we're really winning. We'd have to throw, I think. But, you know, we can. It is solo queue, guys. That's actually another thing I should think about, or talk about, is adapting to your teammates is so critical. I very often see in coaching videos people throw because they're not respecting where their teammates are on the map, you know, and the classic is someone dies and then they don't respect and they keep playing aggro and then they die, and then there's kind of just a chain end until, you know, you end up giving something that actually matters. Like, your deaths are not too bad as long as you don't give objectives, but if you give an objective, it's fucked, obviously. Now, should I TP to this? I almost did. That is an important fight because obviously if we win that fight, we get Baron. So if I'd seen a TP angle, you should definitely TP there. You don't need to be a part of the random fights, but you've really got to be a part of fights that lead to Baron. And yeah, this is good. Like with Kai'Sa dead, we don't have anything to be careful of. Another just low-hanging fruit for you guys. If you ever make a pick post 20 minutes, you should always think about Baron. You may not be able to do it, but that's where your thoughts should go straight away. Because, again, Baron is one of the big ways you're going to win the game. So, recognizing the opportunity to do Baron is insanely important. And a lot of the reason games go so long and low elo is because people struggle with recognizing that. Now, I'm going to spend my gold and TP to this. So, I don't know why they're fighting 4v5. I think the reason they're doing it is because we haven't spent gold, so they probably think they can win. And honestly, like, maybe they can. I think I just come in and kill everything. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So, I just wanted to make sure I spent my gold there. Dang, I don't know, Blood Trinket. Spent my gold before... Oh, wow, he actually caught up. Okay, should be fine. I don't think she can hold. Probably take the end. I wanted to make sure I spent my gold before I took that fight, but ultimately I knew that they were fighting, like, 4v5. I think Kai'Sa wasn't there yet. That's pretty good. Like, we get a lot without Baron. We can play towards third dragon, which is another really key win condition. It doesn't have ult, so shouldn't really be anything to be careful of. Alright, and what do I build now? I probably build shield bow. Yeah, I want a little bit of defensiveness. So we'll start building that. Where's my shield bow here? Oh wow, what a rat. Oh, he does have ult. I think I'm dead. Oh wow. Dude, I can't believe that guy has ult. Okay, so that was definitely my bad. I thought he had no ult the whole time. I guess maybe he didn't ult when Nocturne went on him. Maybe it was already down or something. I don't know. That was a bit of a... Yeah, that could have been really scary. Like, that would have been... The reason that would have been so bad is because, unlike the other deaths that didn't really lead into anything, that one would have led to giving Dragon, I think, which, you know, we should win even without Soul, but if we can stack a Soul win con, that's the easy way to win. It kind of gives us protection to where even if we fuck something up, it'll still be fine. So yeah, let's just secure this, and then we're probably all good. To be honest, like, Rengar's dead. I might just be able to shove bot. It's really important you try and take as much advantage of people being dead as you can. You know, like, shove in waves that you normally wouldn't be able to shove. It can be quite risky into Rengar to shove normally. So taking the opportunity to quickly come one-shot all these waves and camps, I think, is really good. Nice, I'm really close to shield bow as well, which is going to cap my crit and make me incredibly, incredibly tanky. Nice. Just ping this. Okay, so now there isn't really much to do, to be honest. We just... Okay, what I need to do is I need to shove, I need to go home, I need to go buy shield bow. Actually, Actually, could we pressure with Baron? No, our Baron's mostly gone. So what I'm thinking right now is I don't have TP. And it would be really risky for me to go side lane and my team gets engaged on. So I'm going to try and group here for a while. And it should be fine. Like, even in a fight, it shouldn't matter if I'm grouped, basically, because I'm... Oh, they're TPing top. Oh, wow, he got 3 men. I mean, that's not too bad. Again, there's, like, nothing up, so who cares? Yeah, so if you're Casio there, your play is to play safe, basically, until I'm back on the map. She played a bit too aggro when I was dead, which is the main problem. Okay, shove that. Probably we shouldn't do anything here. Like, we could, it's a 4v4, but we're pretty much just waiting for Baron. There really isn't much we can do. It's kind of a lull state. Unless we have, like, I don't know, a random pick or something, I feel like there just isn't really anything to do. This is crazy greedy, by the way. Like, being here as Karthus when Nocturne is top is insanely greedy. I'll try save him, but honestly, I think I beat this guy. Yeah. That's kind of crazy. My shield bow? Oh, dude, my fucking thing almost killed her. So, yeah, that's a tough one. Like, the Karthus is just way out of position. Like, he has no business being there. But I kind of felt like it was okay to play with him. And the main reason was, like, again, even if I die, there is nothing up. Like, they can't get a dragon, they can't get a Baron. So, like, ultimately, I mean, giving the bounty again sucks. Like, it sucks I've given, like, what, 3 bounties to Kaiser or something? Actually, no, I think I only gave 2. But, yeah, I think... I don't know. I think it's a weird one. It's a weird one. I think it was the right choice, but I would also understand if you, like, let that Karthus die and just played slow. The important thing, the most important thing there, is to be aware of Nocturne not being there, and then you make your decision after that. You know, like, if you don't know that that was risky, I think that's when it's really bad. But knowing it's a risk and then, like, calculating the risk and taking it, I think that's pretty key. So that was that was a really, really good game. I think I played really, really well, and I'm very happy because that was, yeah, high-low game. I'll honor Violet, he's my GOAT, and I'll also honor probably my Nocturne. I have a super good win rate on this account, 41 to 15 at 600 LP, which is kind of nice. And yeah, my damage was pretty good. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you have any other questions or anything, of course, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one.